All right, y'all. Are we live out there in YouTube world? Can you guys see me all right? Let me know down in the chat, since we've had some issues before. But cheers, y'all, and welcome in. I wanted to say thanks to you guys. We have had an amazing month. I've had an amazing month. I know there's probably a lot of y'all out there that are new. I think I'd have to look, but I think this month we've gained like 4.3 thousand subscribers, which is awesome. Quite a bit of mail, as you can see. And there is one in a bag that came busted up in a bag from UPS. So something in that one is leaking. We'll get to that. But yeah, just wanted to say thanks to all you guys. It's been a great month. Thank you for everybody's support on the merchandise. We did that like the Stars and Stripes sticker at the beginning of the month, and those sold out in like 2 hours. We only had 100 of those. And I know a lot of you guys wanted to get that and didn't get that in time. We will do more limited releases like that on fun holidays like Halloween and Christmas. I don't know what else, maybe a Valentine's Day one or something like that. But we'll do some different stuff like that. So you got to make sure you're watching the videos when they come out if you want stuff like that. But what else? Big thanks to you guys for the support on turning the ads on for the past videos. I'm really digging the way it's working now, and I have seen an increase in traffic. So I believe that is working. Although we did have the tent camping video in the storm did incredibly well. So I saw a bit of a bump in traffic from that one. But cheers, y'all. Dylan, your hat got chewed up. Don't let your dog get it. We still got some on the website if you want to pick up another one. But we're working on some new stuff, trying to get some like ideas for the amount of t-shirts I need to buy and like what sizes and stuff. So I will probably put a poll up on my community tab at some point. I could probably do that in here, but I think it'll be better on the community tab. And you guys can like put a vote in for what size of t-shirt you would want to get if you want to get a shirt. So I have a general idea. YouTube gives me a lot of demographics, so I know like my male female audience and my average age range, if you're telling YouTube the truth of who you are or whatever. So I have a good idea of like the general sizes probably, but we'll get to that. So yeah, we'll get t-shirts and stuff up. So Tim C, that is a short wheelbase van. I specifically wanted a short wheelbase van. Eb Jones, I haven't thought of anything else to do with the horseradish yet. There was one other video where I went out to cook a steak and I brought that stuff with me, and like the video just didn't work out. I ended up coming home for that one. I can't remember what happened, or maybe I didn't even leave the house. I don't remember, but I had planned to do that, and then I didn't even buy the steak, so I didn't get far into it. But we'll get to more horseradish stuff. Julian, when I'm going to get back into the truck, I started filming a video yesterday of dropping the truck off at the homie Brock's shop. So gears are getting installed, the brakes are getting fixed. So I don't know how long he's going to have that. It's probably, I'm going to say, at least a week. He may have it longer than that. He is very busy. So that's in the shop getting worked on right now. I started doing a little bit of work to the van. So Sunday's video will probably be working on the van. I know those don't typically get a ton of views, but which is kind of a bummer. But the thing is, like, if I don't do an install video for the stuff that I'm going to do to the van, then I'll get a million comments on how did you do that? Where did you get the stuff? Blah, 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 blah. So even if the videos don't perform as well, it's much smarter to do that. So I can just link that video in the comments or whatever when people see that stuff. But so we'll be getting to that also. That'll probably be a Sunday video. Oh, there's a glare right on the window of the van where I've got that on air sign stuck in the window. So I don't have the truck bed here right now, but Maine, man, I'll get up to Maine eventually. Suzanne, you went through a storm in your tent, dude. That was intense. Yeah, it's wild. I'm going to do more of that stuff. I enjoyed it. You guys and everybody has obviously enjoyed that. So we got to do some more of that stuff, you know. Seth Craft, man, get out there and do it. You don't need a ton of stuff, you know. Like in the last video, I used that fancy hammock, but somebody asked in the comments, like, why didn't you drive your van? And well, one, it's like, if I didn't need to drive it, might as well keep the miles off of it. It's 30 years old and it's really nice. But I took the car specifically to show that, like, you don't need a van, you don't need a truck. You can take whatever vehicle you have and just load your junk in there and go out and do it, you know. Yeah, I did have the fancy hammock, but I've used plenty of Walmart tents that you can pick up very cheap. So you don't have to have a bunch of junk. Food, water, and shelter. And some people, like, as far as shelter goes, depending on where you're at and your situation with like bugs and wild animals, you can just sleep out under a tarp or just directly under the stars. I really wish we didn't have as many bugs around here so I could do that. Just literally just set my hammock up and sleep outside, but man, I'd get eaten alive out there. But I want to get one of those hammock tents. I'm going to order one of those at some point soon. So Joey, I don't think I've ever camped in Ohio. No, I visited Ohio quite a few times when I was a kid. I had family growing up out there. I've sailed on the Great Lakes. My uncle, they lived in Ohio and he had a sailboat. So like I've been to Pelee Island. Gosh, I can't even remember the names of them now. But I've been to Cedar Point, the amusement park, but that's all like 30 years ago at this point. But I'd love to get back out there and do some island hopping. Like one of the things that's been on my bucket list of things to do with the truck is to go out to that area and then put the truck on a ferry and try to go to one of these islands and find a place to camp. I know it might be a little bit more difficult to do that, but I think that would be a really cool video to do. So we'll see. Becky Law, yes, I've camped in Wisconsin a couple of times, but it's been a little bit. The homie Travis lives out there. Travis and a couple of other friends. So there's probably like 3 or 4 videos of camping in Wisconsin. One's called like 48 Hours in the Wisconsin Northwoods, where we ate some squirrel. One of them, the first time I met Travis, I rode the silver bike out there. And I just slept in his basement, dude. The first time I met him, he was like, come out for a crawfish boil. And I stalked him on Instagram and I realized he was going to be a pretty cool dude. He wasn't a creeper. And so I was like, yeah, bet, dude, I'll come out. And I just crashed out in his basement. So that was rad. There's another one in Wisconsin where we had our vans. Me and Travis each had our vans. And we camped out just in this parking lot along the highway that was an old tennis court. And I busted out the fire pit. We just had a fire in the parking lot, dude, and nobody bothered us. It was kind of wild. We did a little fishing in that video. There's another one in Wisconsin where we stayed at one of Travis's relatives' farms and hung out and did a little bit of nonsense. So yeah, I've been to Wisconsin. There's a few videos out there from that. Brian, yes, I got to get that bike out. If I remember right, the wife said I don't currently have insurance on that one, so we've got to get insurance, put it back on that, and then tomorrow is August and the tags expire on that, so I've got to get new plates for that one. But it's fixed and it's ready to go. I probably should change the oil in that thing before I take it out, so we'll get to that. High Life 775, thanks for the donation. I appreciate it. Yeah, Travis is a fun dude. Camping around. Travis is awesome. I got to get back out there and see him. It's been a minute. I've got a really nice bumper to put on his van because his back bumper on his van is all dented up. I just haven't gone out there recently. So Robert Solito, pacemaker fund, either that or help on a down payment for a Bobcat or something. Appreciate it. Thank you for the donation. Speaking of stuff like that, we were looking at tractors and I got some prices on some new ones and like I could make a payment, but it's just that's more than I want to spend on something like that for now. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to get a 0-turn mower, and then that'll allow me to do a little bit of stuff with that other than mow. Like I can still drag the driveway and junk. And then I'm looking at like older used tractors, like 60s and 70s tractors and stuff like that. But a Bobcat would work great too. So maybe I should look into stuff like that. Like I didn't really think about getting a skid steer, but I know you can put all sorts of attachments on those. So we'll just see what I find. My father-in-law is kind of looking for a tractor for me. He's got probably 5 tractors, and he's been a farmer his whole life. So he has a much better idea of what to look for on that type of stuff. So we'll see. But I appreciate the donation. Joey, is the black bike new? That's old Greg's bike. If you didn't watch the video where we rode in Colorado from this month, that's his. And we left from here and then came back from here on the trailer. So that one's just been sitting here. He hasn't come out and got it, but that's fine because that one, the dirt bike sat in his garage for probably a year and a half. So I'm not going to bother him. He can leave it here as long as he wants. So, but we'll get out on some more bike trips, hopefully this month. Like we had a heat wave for the last kind of week and a half, dude. It's been mid 90s, but today I think it was upper 70s. Maybe we hit 80 degrees. So we're going to have a nice few days. So I'm going to get out and hopefully we'll get back out with the motorcycle soon. Rear engine chop, he is doing well. Thanks for asking. He got back home pretty quickly and he's back to doing his thing. So he's doing well. Marcus Martin, you look exactly like the actor Clancy Brown in the show The Penguin. I've heard Clancy Brown so many times. I just started following him on Instagram, and I looked to see if he was on Cameo because I was going to get him to do a cameo, but he is not on Cameo. But man, it would be so wild to get him in a video. But I don't hold my breath that that's ever going to happen. But dude, I've thought of so many different ways to get him in a video. Like I could wake up and it's the apocalypse has happened and it's 20 years in the future and then he plays me or something or he just randomly shows up and walks through a video and I don't acknowledge it. It would be really, really rad to have him in a video, but I don't hold my breath that it's going to happen. Camping Rod, Liquid Death Fun, or more horseradish. Appreciate it. I'm actually sipping on a Spindrift lime right now. So I got on the lime Spindrifts, but I got some Liquid Death in the fridge. All right. Mark Abel, you like the Liquid Death iced tea? The blueberry iced tea is my favorite from them. All right, let's get into some of this mail because we've got let's see how many packages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Looks like 23 packages. And then we've got a couple of letters here. So let's open these letters first. Chuck, glad the videos help. Have I ever thought about buying a camper? I look at them all the time, but man, the reviews on a lot of them, they're just built like junk. I am at some point, and I've said it before, but at some point I'm going to build a small one because I really want something for winter that I could put a wood stove in, and I'm not about to put one in the van, and I don't feel like cutting a hole in the roof of my topper to do that. So I've got that little trailer and I'm planning to build something on that. So hopefully we get that done before winter. We shall see. I'm up in the air as to whether or not I want to build it regular, with 2x2s and wood and whatever, or if I do a full-on foamy build. People build entire campers out of that pink foam board, 1.5 or 2-inch foam board. And then you put poor man's fiberglass over it, which is basically it's wood glue and a painter's drop cloth, and it seals it up, and then you can paint over that, and it gets rock hard and it's waterproof. So I've got plans to do that. And now that I've got the space to do it, we'll definitely work on something like that. All right, so this is from Ace's Doggy Inn out of Burbank, California. Mike, this is my prototype sticker. Appreciate you being you. Keep up the great content, Ace. So he does design, camping, and travel. I don't know if he's got a YouTube channel, but you might be able to look him up. Probably not going to focus very well. Ace's Doggy Inn. I need to get myself some stickers with my truck on there. Vail World Plays, a Ford E150 cargo van. I've looked at those. In fact, there's a dealer right here that's got 3 old Ford box truck vans for sale that are like $3,500. And I thought about it, but they all got the 5.4 in them. And I don't know if I would have put myself through the pain of a 5.4. But I'm also like, I had the Ford, but I'm also more of a Chevy guy at heart. I'm not, I wouldn't call myself brand loyal, but I'd consider probably buying the Chevy van first, like the newer one, because this is a 95. And then in 1996, they changed the body style, and it's the same one that they're selling today. So I'd probably end up buying a Chevy if I bought one. But yeah, just a regular van, because like that thing is not very stealthy by any means. Matt, what happened to the creep with the brown van? Thanks for the donation. It was black, and it was actually a red van that had been like hastily either spray painted or rhino lined. So that added to the creepiness of that. I don't know. I left. Thankfully, he didn't show up at the next spot. But yeah, that was a little bit weird. I don't know. Like, I don't know where his mindset was that, like, I'm just going to go park next to this guy. Because I don't think I said it in the video, but he drove into the park probably 30 to 45 minutes before that, and he parked in a different spot. Like, he was not near me for quite a while. And then he was like driving out, and it's a one-way loop through that whole place. And he was driving out, and he got to the little loop, because where I was at was an upper loop, and then there's a lower loop. And so he was down below, and then he was like driving out, and he stopped, and he backed up and ended up parking right there. Like, it was just really weird. So I got out of there. Vail World Plays, am I still planning to build out more of the van like an actual trash bin? The plastic trash can works fine. But I will at some point build a little side cabinet. I keep saying that. Like I said, I'm working on it for Sunday's video, doing some stuff. And maybe I'll do a little bit more since I've got some time. But when I put that front thing on the bed, I put those little scrolls. So I don't want to cover up the one side of that with a big cabinet. So we'll see what I do with that. I was actually looking at bathroom vanities to see if I could find a bathroom vanity that would like fit perfectly in there and just do a nice countertop on the top of it. Because blue is a really popular color for bathrooms and cabinets right now. And like, I could buy a completed cabinet that would fit in there perfectly, have some drawers on one side. And if I could find the right width, it would have like the double doors that would be underneath the sink. And then I could just put a little slide in there that my cooler would slide out on. But we'll see. I do plan to do more to that stuff. It's slow going, I don't have an infinite supply of cash. Ideally, I'd prefer to do like the graphics and stuff on the outside first this summer. Before we pack that thing away for the winter, but we'll see. Grant Schumann, I have not tried the cereal flavored liquid death, dude. I keep looking for the stuff and I have not found it yet. I haven't looked for the ones at Target. Walmart had an exclusive one, and I've never found the one at Walmart, and I haven't been to Target recently to look for that. Hambone, I don't think he was a fan because he didn't say anything. He's like, I said hi when he got out of his van, and he said hi, and that was it. So like, I don't believe he knew who I was. All right, we've got one from James out of Hemet, California. I believe James has sent stuff in before. In fact, James might have been one of the first people to send something in. It looks like we got a doll hair in there. 20 doll hairs. And that's a real one. Somebody sent a $20 bill in that was fake. Hi, Quady. Can you advise what became of your Ford? It's just gone. But I did get this nice house. Tim C, adding any performance parts to the van. I mean, the biggest thing would be an LS swap. So just put a complete new engine in there. That's got the V6. You know, I think it's like 130 horsepower. And, you know, I put a 5.3 or a 6.0 or a 6.2 in it. I could double or triple the horsepower, put a newer transmission in it, better rear end. So that's what'll happen with that. Like, there's no reason to try to hop up that V6. B Sharper, I don't know if I believe you. Vanetta, I have not done anything with the boat since I worked on it. No. I'm kind of holding off taking that in because I know it's going to be a bill. You know, just replacing both the batteries is probably going to be close to $300. So I can imagine with the, you know, putting a new impeller in the motor, having them figure out how to get the thing running, and like your basic maintenance and stuff, that's probably going to be $1,000 bill. And with my truck in the shop right now, I'm just holding off on that. So we'll get to it. Jerry, no, I haven't sold the boat. You must not have watched the video where I was working on the boat. Joshua Arse, probably won't have a camping video until Thursday. We'll have a video on Sunday working on the van. We got a fish. Yes, the vent was open on the gas tank, dude. All right, let's get into another package here. I guess we might as well just open up this one. There's glass in here. So I'm assuming something that's glass that broke, but you can see maybe the bottom of this is all soggy. So I don't know how well this stuff is going to be in here. And it smells very musty. This is from Hank out of O-Town, Kentucky. Sorry, Hank, that your box got busted up here. Yeah, that's pretty, it's looking pretty rough. This is all wet. Quady, just thought I'd send you a few things that you can only get on the east side of the Mississippi. The chips I sent before, but the jerky is new. And the ale is made in Winchester, Kentucky, and is a big hit with the locals. We call it Winchester crack water. Please enjoy. By the way, try the chips on a burger if you get a chance. If the chips are sealed and not all like moldy, we can give it a try, but ooh, no, the chips popped open. This stuff is looking pretty nasty in here. Yeah, those are open. And one of those bottles of ale completely busted open. It smells bad. There are a couple that are all right. So I'll be able to wash these off and drink these, but they didn't make it. One of them didn't make it. Looks like there's a couple more in here. Oh, like there was I'm like probably breathing in mold. Looks like there was a 6-pack in here, and one of them did not make it through. But I'll be able to wash these off. Yeah, there's mold on it. I'll be able to wash the other ones off and use those. So thank you for it, Hank. Just got to say, if you guys are going to send in glass or anything like that, you got to be really, really cautious on how you pack them up. But I don't want to breathe in any more of that stuff. We're going to push that off to the side. Get the moldiness away from me. Man, it's warm in my garage right now, 81 degrees. I'm going to turn a fan on. See if I can get a little bit of breeze at me over here. Maybe, maybe not. Savage Grammy. Yeah, I've received a few things in the P.O. box that have been broken like that. It happens. You got to be really careful when you're sending in glass stuff because it might not make it. Hank was lit, ran out of bubble wrap. Happy-go-lucky. Don't worry about the boat until next season. I know you really didn't want to cook on it and sleep on it anyways. I do want to try that. But like I've said before, it's going to be uncomfortable because there's really going to be no way for me to I'm not going to be able to set up a tent on it. I really don't know how I'm going to do it because it's got that side console. I started actually looking for tiller engines, and I thought I'll just gut the boat, take that side console out, put a tiller on it. That mold might have got me, but I don't know if I want to take the side console off since it's such a cool little boat. I think those little 14-foot side consoles are probably pretty rare to find. So it is what it is. But I don't know. I'd love to get a pontoon because that would be perfect for this type of stuff. What I should probably do is just build a raft, and then I could tow a raft out with the boat and sleep on the raft. Build myself a little camper raft out of it or something. Ozarks Exploration Unlimited. That would be cool. That boat is just, I could definitely take the console out and build a cabin on it, but it's pretty narrow boat. So it's fairly tippy. You got to be pretty careful if you're standing on the front deck. Cause if there's somebody on the back and they move too much, they might launch you off of the thing, but we'll get into it eventually. Like I said, we'll get the truck stuff done. And see what that bill is going to be. And then we'll work on the boat probably after that. It'd be easier. It'd be so much easier if I was doing one video a week. I'd get more stuff done. You know what I mean? Because I'd only have to put out 4 a week, 4 a month. But I don't know if I could. I couldn't do that. I feel like I wouldn't do it. Wasn't doing it enough. Travis is in the chat. What's up, homie? Yeah, we got the full tilt shirt on. Bummer that we didn't get out there this year. Maybe next year. Jerry, when am I going to start digging the pond? That's a 5-year plan. I think I said, it's not going to happen anytime soon. I'm getting to the point where I just need to not tell you guys anything that I'm going to do because if I say it, then it seems like a lot of you guys expect it to happen in the next couple of days, but we'll eventually get to that. First I got to get a mower before I worry about doing anything else outside. And we've got some spam from Terry Ray. Enjoy your gift. Hopefully this will be one of your favorites. We've got a bunch of maple flavored spam. Bam, bam. Maple spam. Oh, we've got some hot and spicy. I think I've had the hot and spicy before. And that one's maple too. 4 of each of these, it looks like. Bam, that one's got a little dent to it. And then, oh, what is this? It's a Spam biography. I don't know if this is a cookbook. Oh no, just the amazing true story of America's miracle meat. I bet there's some interesting stuff in here. Like, if you guys missed it, it's probably been 2, maybe 2.5 to 3 years ago. I went to the Spam Museum in Minnesota. And the wife was with me. We stayed in an Airbnb that was an old church, and the bed was like on the altar of the church. And we made Spam pizza, and it was really good. So if you're looking for a video, that's probably, there's a playlist called Cabin Vids, and it should be in that one. So if you guys want to watch a Spam video, I know a lot of you, there's quite a few people that get butthurt every time I eat Spam, but thank you, Terry. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm interested to see what this book's all about. I'm actually just going to go ahead and pop this guy open. Spam breakfast burritos are great, JP. And would have to try that with the maple one for sure. It's got pictures in it, so I can definitely read it. Clams have no teeth, says Pam the Clam. I cannot eat hot dogs or ham. No teeth at all, says Pam the Clam. I cannot eat roast legs of lamb, or peanuts or pizzas, popcorn, Spam, not even huckleberry jam. Yeah, Spam has been around forever. Born in 1937. I don't think there's any recipes in here, though. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate it. Put our Spam back in here. Yep, they've got a breakfast bowl recipe right on the back of the thing. We'll follow the recipe. Maybe that'll be in the next camping video. We've got a lot of food to go through. Keep that away from the moldy stuff. .808 Tacoma and more. You live in Hawaii and Spam is very popular. Hawaii is on my bucket list to visit, and it's Spam Musubi. There's a place here. It's a chain restaurant called Hawaiian Bros, and I've eaten there, and I've got the Spam Musubi, and it is really good. So that's been on my list of things to try to make for a video, but haven't got that to it yet. Haven't got to that yet. Savage Grammy, I'm sure you could use Spam as fishing bait. It is a pretty soft meat, so you'd probably want to put it in like a little bait bag, basically, and then put the hook through that. But that's a good idea. We should try that. Like, some people just use nylons. Like, you get nylon and you can shove your, like, if you have some bait, you can put it in some nylon and then cut it off and tie it closed. But they make little, like, specific fishing little baggies for stuff like that, because that would probably come off the hook when you casted it. Travis, yes, Craig needs the bumper. I was actually cleaning the garage up a little bit, telling myself that I got to get out there and bring that. Spam makes good catfish bait. Well, we'll have to try that. Denise, you used gummy worms to chum the water on Lake Superior and it didn't work. There is an old video, probably 4 or 5 years old. It's just a fishing video, but I used gummy worms and I caught, I don't know, like 3 or 4 fish. I caught a catfish, maybe a couple of bluegill and a crappie. But I was out on my kayak and I used gummy worms as bait. It worked. DJ Iceman, yeah, row mesh. That would work. Adventures with, can't even see your whole name. Adventures with H, maybe? Thank you for the donation. Jacob Hamilton, thank you for the donation. I saw that you sent in a box like overnight. That one's down there, so we'll get into that. I suppose since you just hit up the donation, we could open that one up next. I was going to save that one for last, but or maybe close to last. We can grab that one. So this one came from Jacob. Thank you for the donation, Jacob. Try not to show your dang old address. Yeah, Jacob sent this priority mail. Just hoping it's not. I don't really want to eat another tarantula, man. If you guys have been following along and watched the lives, Jacob has sent in like a tarantula, what was it, stink bugs and something else. And he donated some more money and I ate them live on stream. And it was like a freeze-dried hairy tarantula, dude. It was pretty wild. All right, what do we got up in here? Hey, buddy, I noticed your boat was missing a cover. I hope this helps. It's fitted for a 1998 Tractor Super Guide V14. If this doesn't fit, let me know and I'll get you one that does. We're all hoping to see some boat content on the lake. Godspeed and buckle up, Jacob Hamilton. Well, I appreciate that, man. Man, you bought a nice one. Came with instructions. It is a Carver by Covercraft, made specifically for the boat, I believe. I'm not going to go like bust it all out of the package here, but we've got a boat cover, which is going to come in handy. So I appreciate that. It rained like crazy the last couple of days, a bunch of straps, and so I've had the boat like tilted up as far as I could go. I think there's still a puddle of water behind it, but like it dumped rain this morning, harder than I've ever heard it rain. And then a couple days ago, I want to say we got like 1.5 inches of rain overnight. I was not out camping in it, regretfully, but yeah. Thank you for the boat cover, Jacob. I appreciate it. Thankfully, it wasn't a tarantula to eat. Yeah, thanks for this. I'm going to leave it off for tonight because I want to make sure that carpet gets all dried out before I put this on there and have it get like moldy or something. But this will be really nice. Thank you for this. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Kevin, yes, I ate a tarantula. It was dead. It was freeze-dried, but I ate a tarantula. I ate some stink bugs, and I want to say there was something else. Oh, a scorpion, a freeze-dried scorpion. Yeah, we used to get pretty wild on the lives when I was sipping the old sauce. Travis, Quady for Prez, they would never allow that to happen. Vanetta, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Let's see. Steel Eye, any plans to go back and finish the stealth camp in the TC? We could probably do it. Like, I guess I could do it just to say I finished it. But I've been thinking of other spots to go to. It's just been too dang hot to try to spend the night in there with all the windows and everything closed. I'd be dying in that thing. So we've got to let it get a little bit cooler, but we'll definitely try. We'll try some more stuff in that. Noon or no hoodies yet, but we will have t-shirts and hoodies before the end of the year. Jay, favorite cover soup for us? I do I do enjoy chili. Chili is probably my favorite. Yeah, chili's probably my favorite. I think I want to say we made that on a video when we stayed in a cabin when the wife and I did, but I might be wrong. I think we did. But that's probably my favorite. And it's so simple to make, and you can add so much different stuff to it. King Snow. Yeah, this is what I've been doing for 5 years now. Appreciate it. Mimi, what's the bikes behind you? Makes and models. That is the red one is a 2023. I think it's 23 Honda CRF 110. So it's basically like a bike made for 10-year-olds, but they're absolute blast to ride around on. And that thing will do 40 miles an hour, even for being that small. I've only made like one or two videos with that thing. I think that mold might have got me. I'm going to die over here. This one is a 2012 Harley Davidson Sportster 48. So that had like a swing arm and suspension on it when I bought it. I cut it in half and had a rigid frame welded on there. So it's a chopping now. Super tough guy bike. This one is the silver one is a 2012 Harley Davidson Dyna FLD. That's just the daily cruiser. And then the black one, that belongs to a friend of mine. That is a Suzuki Boulevard. I'm not exactly sure on the model. Maybe like CT90 or something. I don't know what year that is. Lady Quady, 6 years. Lady Quady in the chat. Yeah, everybody say hello to the missus. Lady Quady, since you're in the chat, would you be a dear and bring me another drink? I appreciate it. Love you so much. Kevin, take the moldy box outside of the neighbor's house. I got to wash off those other drinks, and then we'll use that. But it's probably not the greatest idea that the fan is kind of right behind the box. Just blowing the mold spores right at my face. Let's get that out of the way, though. Travis, thank you for the donation, Hobie. All right, get into another one. So we've got quite a few Amazon packages here, but we also have quite a few personal ones. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You can say hello to everybody.
Hello. Very nice boat cover.
Yeah, appreciate it. King, don't stop the music. You just got out of bike riding. I can't say I've wrecked a couple times. That bike almost killed me once, dude. I flipped it and everything. I don't know if I can ever stop. I've definitely slowed down quite a bit, but I don't think I could stop. But I do tend to avoid, like I used to love riding around. We're close to Omaha. I used to love ripping around like on the interstate and doing all the loops, like typically what sport bike guys do, you know, on ramp, off ramp, just screwing around in town. But I tend to avoid town now because so many people are on their phones. We've got some jalapenos here. Crispy jalapenos, y'all. I'm going to assume these might be from Terry Ray, but there's no note in this thing. But crispy jalapenos, a couple bags of these. I love these things. I can eat them straight, or I can eat them on basically anything. If you've been watching the videos for a while, you guys know that. You had Blue Jays ice cream? I've been there once. It is a great place to stop. I am curious if they're going to keep that place open in the winter, but I imagine it's probably going to be a summer only thing. But it is great. Brad, I haven't been to either one of those places. Maybe at some point. Dude, I got your wife addicted to the crispy jalapenos. Dude, they're so good. The crispy jalapenos, the crispy red peppers. They also do the crispy onions, like string onions. Dude, they're all great. And yeah, like I could just sit there and eat a bag of those like a bag of potato chips. JP, getting too old for the hardtail. Got to have Lady Quady buy you an Ultra. Every time I ride the silver one, dude, every time I ride it, I'm like, man, I need to trade this thing in on a road glider, an Ultra, dude. And I shop for them. And I'm like, the new ones are just too expensive, man. Like Harley is, I love Harleys, but they have gotten wild with their pricing. I realize everything has gone up, but I look at Marketplace all the time. Dude, you can get really, really nice examples of like early 2000s, like a 2005 Ultra with 40 to 50,000 miles on it. Around here, you could buy one for $6,000. Personally, I'd like to go with a 2014 Plus, just because you have the one-touch saddlebag design and the fairing has a little vent in it. It's a little bit newer. But I know you can also retrofit the old bags, the new bags onto the older bikes. They make kits for that, if that's a big deal. Like that has the old style of bags on it. They're smaller than the full-size ones, but I would absolutely love an Ultra or a Road Glide, just to have the trunk and the bigger bags, the lower fairings to keep your legs warmer in the winter months and for the cool months. And anyways, you know, a nice stereo, cruise control. If you got like a 14 or newer, you get in-dash navigation. It would be really, really nice. Happy-go-lucky. I am loving my personal forest. Yes. I really wish I would have got out there in the spring and like picked up all the down branches so I could have done more mowing and had more area to walk around, because the grass kind of out in that area has gotten so long that I'm sure it's like full of ticks and stuff. So I haven't gone walking around out there. But going into next spring, like, or unless I get a tractor with like a, you know, a brush cutter or something that can handle that type of stuff. I really like only using half the property at this point, but I'm loving it to be able to look out my windows and just see nothing but trees. Like every window you look out, it's just trees everywhere. And right now, everything is so lush and green. It's a blessing to be out here. I can't say enough about it. Matt, I just don't drink right now. Eventually, we'll have another one at some point, but right now I'm just not drinking. Chipwood's lawnmower's not fixed. I'm going to replace it with probably a Cub Cadet ZT 154 zero turn, I think, is what I'm kind of looking at. It's a lower level price range, but I went and priced some like Hustlers and stuff like that, and they're just kind of wild. So it's not like commercial grade, super duper serviceable stuff. But my father-in-law had a Cub Cadet, I think he said, for like 10 or 15 years and didn't have a single issue with it. He had a Cub Cadet zero turn. So that's what I've been looking at. You know, like I could pick one up at Tractor Supply. So that's probably what I'm going to get. And since that old mower, I mean, it runs, we might try to build like a little racing mower out of that. Either way, it's got a decent motor on it that we could maybe build a go-kart or something with that thing. So we'll see. Neuter, you work at Tractor Supply? Let me get that employee discount. I want to say the ones, that Cub Cadet, I'm pretty sure it's a 54, maybe it's a 51. I think it's 54. They're like $3,800. So not super expensive, because the Hustlers that they were quoting me were like 54 to 55. So a little bit cheaper. And I think it'll work fine. I've probably watched 50 different videos on reviews and servicing and all that stuff on those. And I think it should be pretty decent. So All right, we've got something here from Redneck Gypsy Adventures out of Harrod, Illinois. Got the old double pack. Might be glass in here. All right, what do we got here? Here's a sauce I'm sure you've never tried before. Enjoy. And then we've got some info here to go along with the sauce. It's from Andrew Clore. So he must have been a punk rock musician. That started making sauces. We'll have to keep this with it, and then we can read that to you guys when we use the sauce. That's a big old bottle of sauce. Quinton sauce, white hot mustard sauce. That looks tasty. And then there's a tiny little package of chicken jalapeno bites, which I'm probably going to eat these right now. Dried, smoked, and seasoned cuts of chicken. Says it's hot. Yeah, we're going to have to munch on those. I have not had dinner yet. It's going to be a late night for me for dinner. But we've got some info with the sauce. Oh, and like pictures of the guy. This must be the sauce boss here. But we'll read this. I'll read this to you guys when we use the sauce. Well, Redneck Gypsy Adventures, thank you for the sauce. And the chicken bites, we're going to eat these. Idaho Man, we talked about that a little bit earlier. It's currently in the shop getting worked on. I dropped it off yesterday. A couple of tiny little chicken bites in here. Harvey McCarter, thanks for joining in, bud. Jacob, dang. He is doing well. He's made it back home. Like everything is going well. He actually made it back home pretty dang quickly. He stayed with some other family members for a while. I'm pretty sure all his ribs are basically healed up at this point, because they cracked a couple of those when they were doing CPR on him. But he's back home. I think he's back out doing his thing. He's mowing his lawn. Although he does have a right, he's got a zero turn, so he's not like huffing and puffing, but he's doing his thing. I'm pretty sure he's planning to do harvest, like participate in harvest, because he is a farmer. I think he's kind of back to his thing. I know he's lost a bunch of weight. Although he wasn't really overweight to begin with, I don't think. I don't believe he was. So he's eating healthier foods and stuff like that. But, he's doing good, man. Thank you for the donation. These chicken bites are tasty. Jody from Missouri, what's up? Nooner, no, I worked for an electronics manufacturer at that time when I broke my leg. We made PDUs for data centers, and I had worked all over the place in that company. Like I worked in production for a while. I worked in shipping for a couple of years. And then I worked in their metalworks department. Like we made all the metal for these things. Like we got flat pieces of sheet metal. We had a big punch, and we punched them all out, bent them all up on press brakes, and then powder coated them in the back. And then we shipped them over we sent them next door to the production facility, and they put them together there and shipped them out. And I worked front to back into in that metal shop. Like I started on a press brake. I ended up going to the punch. I worked on the punch for maybe a couple of years, and then I went solely into being the programmer for the punch. So I sat at a desk, had a desk job. I did programming and like scheduling and stuff for the company. And I ended up hating the desk job. And that's when I quit that place and I worked construction for myself. And I was gone for maybe a year and a half or 2 years or something like that. And I was out ice fishing. I think I told the story before. I was out ice fishing in Western Nebraska. And my old boss called me up and he's like, do you want to come back and run the powder coat department? Because they were changing up the schedule. They were going from like a 5-day, or typically, man, they were working like 6 days a week there. Because we worked 10s and 12s all the time when I was on the floor. Luckily, when I had the desk job, it was just your average 8-hour a day desk job. But he called me up and he's like, do you want to run the powder coat department? We're going to go to a 3-and-3, like 3-day shift. And then you'd have another people come in and work a 3-day shift. So I worked 3 12-hour days. And I was like, yeah, because they made me an offer I couldn't refuse. And then I had 4 days off every week. And so I had been back there just under 6 months running that powder coat department. And I was off. It was one of my days off and I was out fishing and I slipped and shattered my leg and it just took forever to heal. And I hadn't been back long enough for the FMLA to be legal. Like you have to, I think, be employed for 6 months in order to claim FMLA. And they ended up canning me. And they were like, well, when your leg's healed up, you can come back. So whatever. I'm obviously not going to go back and work for them. And I was just thinking, that place where I broke my leg at, they do have a campground there. And I've never camped there, but it's like in the middle of Omaha, basically. And so I'm sure it's constantly busy. Seasoning pack up. No. So I don't know if I will camp there, but I thought about going back there to like the scene of the accident, but it's been so long. And obviously that was like before I started the channel. So most people probably don't even know that, but yeah, that's why I started making YouTube videos, because I shattered my leg and lost my job. I blew my leg up right down here. I just fell over and my leg twisted funny and my foot was dangling over here, like completely blew it up. And I got a bunch of pins and stuff in my ankle down here. I think I've got a couple screws up here, and they slit my kneecap open in my tendon and they shoved a rod in all the way through my shin bone. I've got a metal rod. It was pretty rough. And the worst part was I was by myself. So I'm just laying there and I had to call the ambulance. Like first I called my wife. I was like, I broke my leg. And then I called the ambulance and they couldn't find me because it's like I'm at the spillway. And eventually they got to me. They like rolled me in a sheet and had to carry me up the hill. And that was incredibly painful. And then, yeah, I went into emergency surgery. Brad, go back to the abandoned basement. See, the thing is, Brad, I don't like to go do, like, I wouldn't want to go back to the exact same spot and do that. But there are 2 places somewhat nearby here that I could attempt to do that at. But obviously the houses are on private property. Like, I had permission to be in that house. It wasn't a stealth camping video. And I don't think anywhere in there I said I was stealth camping. I was just in the basement of the house. But there's a couple spots around here. So like I need to find out who owns them and see if I could get into one of those for the night. One of them is like super old and creepy looking. In fact, I was trying to convince my wife to like buy that property before we even looked at this place. Well, let's get into another one. This is from Andrew. Andrew L. out of Columbus, Ohio. Speaking of dang old chili, we got some chili in here. Gold Star chili, a Cincinnati original. Maybe, if you watch what video was it where I made something with chili? Oh, the chili quesadillas. That is chili on spaghetti on the front of this thing. We have to do that now. Recipes on the back. 3-way chili. Chili served over spaghetti and topped with mild cheddar cheese. 3-way, 4-way, and 5-way. 5-way chili is chili served over spaghetti topped with red beans, onions, and mild cheddar cheese. Dude, we're definitely going to do that. And then there's another can of original chili. We've got some Tony Paco's hot dog sauce. So that must be kind of like a chili style thing. It looks like a meaty sauce here. I wonder if there's a letter in here, you know? No note, but I appreciate it. And then I'm guessing this might be a hot sauce. There's also a cave system around here that I want to camp in, but it's privately owned cave, and like there's a building on top of the entrance. So I'd have to see, like I'd have to contact them, but it's a place you can do tours of. So it's been on my list of like things to see if I could get into. So we'll see if we can do that too. All right, we've got some Quaker Steak and Lube Arizona Ranch. It's hot and spicy ranch. That looks good. We've got a Quaker Steak and Lube around here. Haven't been there in a while, but used to go there all the time for bike nights on Wednesday night. Back when we all still rode every week. Well, I thank you for this, man. I'm excited to try the chili on spaghetti, and I find it wild that they've just got it like that's on the thing here, and they've got the recipes for it over spaghetti. Well, thank you for this. We're going to definitely give this stuff a whirl. I appreciate it. Stack these up in this box. Keep all the foods together. Joseph, don't use mild cheddar, sharp cheddar, piss off. Jody, yeah, I must have an iron gut. People say that in every video when I eat the spicy stuff, but it doesn't bother me. Like, I don't just wake up and poop myself either. Like, everybody's always like, oh man, he's just gonna have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. Like, none of it bothers me, man. Might get a little bit of spicy bee-hole when I do go, but it like I never get an upset stomach from any of this stuff. I'm not going to try the sauce now. We got to use that on stuff because if I open it now, it'll sit in my fridge and I'll forget about it at that point. Jalapenos on the Cincinnati spaghetti. We probably will have to. We'll call that 6-way chili. Cindy from Montana, what's up? I need to get back to Montana. It's actually been October will be 10 years since I've been to Montana. All right, another Amazon package here. It's tuna. I'm guessing this is from Terry Ray. Terry's always hooking it up with the tuna. Enjoy your gift. Something for supper from Terry Ray. I guess it could be chicken. Nope, we got tunas. And I'm going to say there's a few different ones in here. Well, I don't know if I've ever had the ranch before. I'll just open up. Terry is always hooking it up with the tunas. We got herbs and garlic, sweet and spicy. I don't know if I've had the sweet and spicy either. I think these are some different ones. Hot buffalo. He sent in some hot buffalo before. What do we got there? Hickory smoked. I don't know if I've had that one either. And then ranch. I don't know if I've ever seen the ranch tuna. And lemon pepper. I've had the lemon pepper. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate it. There is another box of tuna here, which I'm going to assume is from Terry. This one doesn't even have, it's not even in a bag. Like, I thought Amazon always put these in bags, but we'll go ahead and pop this open. As you can see, it's jalapeno tuna. Bam, bam. Bumblebee tuna. So we've got some jalapeno tuna. I'm going to assume this is from Terry Ray. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate it. The tunas and the spams. I'm pretty sure you've sent in spam before. Always keeping me fed. Sue Davis. Yeah, these are great, dude. I do these here at home all the time. As a, put one or two of them on top of a big salad. Some of those jalapeno bits, some of the peppers. And it's just a great meal, like lunch or dinner that way. Perfect. That might actually be what I have tonight. You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. Ha ha. Big tuna. Life isn't boring. I'm glad you enjoy the videos. Glad they keep it chill for you. Stephen Shipman. You should try the buffalo wrap egg rolls. Me and my wife really enjoy them. Are those like the chicken egg rolls? Life isn't boring. We're going to get around to that. We were hoping to do a garden this spring, and we just never got to it. We bought some like planters to start stuff in. Pretty sure we have jalapeno seeds and everything. Like, we just haven't got it done, dude. Life has just been hectic since we moved here. So DB Tech, I have heard of Pioneer Village. I have not been there yet, but that's on the list of places to go. I feel like that's going to be, if I go there, that's going to be one of those like hour and a half videos. Hey, Kim, you grew one jalapeno this year. I have one that I need to use in the next video that Greg grew. His son gave it to me. So I just got that yesterday. So I've got a fresh garden-grown jalapeno. I don't have a psycho wife that like forces me to do things I don't want to do. So no, I'll grow my hair as long as I want to. Sorry if you guys are stuck with women that are like that. Matt, did you see the high noon in Celsius drink recall? People were unknowingly getting drunk. Yes, I saw that. I think it's terrible because, you know, kids could have bought that stuff or whatever, but I think it's kind of funny too. They probably all taste about the same, honestly. Thanks for the donation. Yeah, we've talked about doing hot sauce before. Fortune Quest. I should name my boat Dang All Dang. That's actually a good idea. Dang old boat. Kevin Gonzalez. I definitely don't like. We don't have that kind of relationship. We're each welcome to do whatever we want to do. Like, neither of us are in charge of the other one, kind of thing. Like, I know people are in relationships like that where the other one basically runs it, and like that's just not the relationship that we have. We're capable of making our own decisions and living the lives that we want to live for ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to tell her she has to wear her hair a certain way, so she can't tell me I have to wear my hair a certain way. She doesn't like the long hair, but it's my hair. You know what I mean? All right. I wonder if this is from Terry. Yes. Enjoy your gift from Terry Ray. Enjoy your gift. Enjoy your gift. Here's some chips to snack on and some hot sauce. I think they all pretty much just say enjoy your gift. Terry Ray with the packed box here. Terry Ray keeping me fed, man. We've got some kettle cooked habanero lime. Kettle cooked jalapeno, which I just had these on a video. These are all great. These are awesome. I've had these before too. Kettle cooked pepperoncinis. Those are great. I love pepperoncinis. Those are also great on salads. We've got some cans of diced jalapenos here. A few more of those. Six cans of diced jalaps. Crispy red peppers. A couple bags of these guys. Shablam. Lady Quady in the chat. Oh, and like a big thing of Tabasco sauce. All right, we got to see what's in here. Well, appreciate this stuff, Terry. Let's check out these sauces. Curious what's in here. It must be like a one of everything of Tabasco. Just pops open, I think. Oh yeah, look at that. I'll roll them around so you can see it. I mean, I've had the middle one. That's the regular Tabasco, and then I've had the green one, and maybe the habanero. But yeah, check those out. I've never seen this one. I think I've seen the Chipotle before. Those are going to be tasty, man. Thank you, Terry. I didn't even know you could buy them in a box set like this. Tabasco habanero, Tabasco chipotle, and then, yeah, Tabasco scorpion. That's going to be a spicy one. I appreciate it, Terry. Dude, these look great. And that's really cool that they came in a box like that. Never in my life did I think I'd be getting a box set of Tabasco sauce in the mail from somebody that watches my YouTube videos, man. Is this real life? Oh. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate it. Thanks for Dude, you keep me fed on every one of these lives. All right. Life isn't boring. Yeah, peppercini hot sauce would be really good. It would be a really mild sauce, but I bet that would have a really good flavor. You could probably just I could probably make my own, grind up a bunch of pepperoncinis. I wonder if that's something that we could grow here too, like jalapenos, probably. Red Springs Runner, the pocket knife that I have in the videos, I want to say it's a Gerber. Pretty sure it's a Gerber, and that was sent in on a live stream probably a couple years ago at this point. Mike, how long have we been married? We're going on 15 years this year. Yeah. Lady Quady in the chat. R34, it's water. I'm no longer drinking beer right now. After we're on a year of not drinking, I figured you guys, most of you would probably figure that out by now. It's liquid death. Suzanne, how many bottles of hot sauce would you estimate you've been gifted? Seems like a lot. I'm guessing well over 100 at this point. Probably less than 200, but probably over 100, between 100 and 200. And I've still got some downstairs to use too. And I use them pretty regularly. Like we try a few out every month, but I also don't I don't want every single video to be me eating hot sauce. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want that to be the shtick kind of thing. Because as it is, we've already gotten to where camping is like the shtick. And if I don't post the camping video, nobody watches them. Or it's a quarter of the regular audience. But it is what it is. Life isn't boring. If you're talking about the one that I dumped out on that storm video from like 2 videos back, that was water. All of these things are water. Jerry, your wife still yells at you after 38 years. Chick? No. Doctor said hot sauce is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Which it's funny because my wife actually asked that while we were talking to him, and he was like, "Why would that even be a problem?" Like the way he gave her the look. So it was kind of funny. David Curtis, you got pulled over for drinking a liquid death. I mean, they do market them like they almost look like beers. All right, Chick Mechanic, if that's what you want to believe for yourself, you're welcome to believe that. But I don't believe that. And my doctor, when I'm guessing you're not a doctor, said they're fine. So you don't need to worry about the hot sauce. All right. We've got one from Nicholson out of San Antonio, Texas, and it says it's fragile. I don't know if there's assuming that's just a piece of paper. Yeah. Hi, Quady. I saw this in the store and thought of you. Hope you enjoy it. Love the videos. Keep up the good work. Sincerely, Mark and Tammy Nicholson. P.S. The beautiful wife made a big pen for your wife, a bling pen. My wife is she's into like stationery. Yeah, there's a fancy pen in here, so she'll love this. She does like crafties, and my wife makes she does all of her own like cards and stuff like that for like people's birthdays. So we've got a fancy pen here. Thank you for that. Little hearts on there. And then what else is in here? We got raccoons at a campfire. Oh, and it looks like this thing lights up. Check that out. Oh, and there's little s'more sticks in here. There's got to be another one. I think these were glued in and they rattled out of there, but we can stick them back in there. There's got to be another one in here somewhere. Maybe, maybe not. No. That's like a battery thing. I didn't drop it anywhere, did I? No. They've got a little, yeah, it's supposed to be glued into his hand. You can kind of see that. That's awesome. Let's see if there's batteries in here. Yep. Check that out. All right. We'll set that on the table here so you guys can see that. Which way should we put it? I like this way right here. It's got a little dangly. That's great. Yeah, I need to get my desk and stuff like how we had the old live streams in the basement with all the stuff that you guys have sent in. Need to get something back up like that. Like I know I've talked about putting up the loft in here, but once again, that's probably like a 5-year plan. Well, thank you for this. And I'm sure Lady Quady will enjoy the fancy pen. I'll set that up there so I don't lose it. Keep all the letters. I'll set that with this. Trash pan and nightlight. Yeah, that's great. It didn't lose nothing, no. Make a nice addition to the van. Jeep stuff, I thought about it, and I thought about doing that tonight. I mean, it's still light out, but you guys have to listen to the bugs, and it would just be a little bit more difficult to do, but we might try to do that. I got to figure out how far away I can get from the house and still have a signal to be able to do the live stream. Patrick Shoemaker, why do you take the truck out always in the hail instead of the van? Isn't the truck much more expensive and more to repair the damage? Absolutely not. That truck, I could go to pretty much any crappy car lot and buy another one. It's covered in rust. The rocker panels on that thing are plastic covers, and the big fender flares on the bed are covering rust holes that I could stick my hand through. That truck is not very nice. This van is 30 years old, and it's in immaculate shape. Not a single bit of rust. The underneath of this thing is perfectly clean. I have the factory original seats for the rear sitting right over there. And replacing that and finding one that nice would be incredibly difficult. And I guarantee you would probably cost more than what I paid for this one. So absolutely not, dude. I would let the truck get hammered in a hailstorm before I let this one get hammered. No, truck is not near as nice as it looks. I've covered up all the rust with plastic. It's definitely lipstick on a pig. The thing that's worth the most about that truck is the crate engine that I put in it. But yeah, like I said, I could go to any crappy car lot in any town and buy another truck exactly like that. So no, if that was a 30-year-old truck, it'd be a different story that, and it was as nice as this, but no, yeah, Joseph, yeah, the 6.2 that I've just put in that is probably literally worth more than the truck itself. So no, definitely don't. Like, I do not want to put this thing in front of hell. Finding a company, like, most glass shops won't even replace the windshields in these things because they're such a pain in the ass to replace. It's not just glued in like your current windshields are. It's a rubber seal, and you have to like sandwich the glass in there and get it perfect. If you tweak it too much, you'll break it. Like, that is literally, as of this year, considered a historical vehicle in our state. It's 30 years old. So no, I'm not going to put that thing in front of hail if I don't have to. The truck, I could care less about that thing getting body damage. It's already got dents in it. Like, it's already been hailed on. Yes, David Waterman, the van definitely needs a big LS. Hopefully we can do that soon. Like, I'd love to be able to do that this winter, but we'll see. You guys got to make sure you watch the videos and hit the like button so I make all that advertising money. Everything I do comes out of the channel. So if we have good months, I can do more stuff, If you like the videos and they do better, it allows me to do more stuff. So make sure, if you guys are watching the videos on a regular basis, please hit the like button. Because that does help quite a bit with the YouTube algorithm. And so it shows YouTube that it's a good video and people want to see it. It's usually like, if the video gets 30,000 views, it might get 3,000 likes. So like, if I could double the likes on every video, that would be huge. Like, I need to start doing those like challenges that people do, where they're like, if this video gets 10,000 likes, I'll do this, or I'll go buy this or whatever. And that's an easy way to get people to hit the like button. All right. Enjoy your gift. We use these on our van camping trips. Cutting board takes up almost no room. Much better than paper towels. So we've got a cutting board in here and some wipes. This is from Terry and Billy H. It looks like maybe it's a metal cutting board. Where's that plastic? No, that's metal. I think it's got looks like a stainless steel cutting board. I'll give you guys the dang old, like, super satisfying ASMR peel off. If I can get it all in one shot. Oh, I don't know if I'll be able to do it without tearing it. Probably not. Nope. Both sides. Holy shit. Glenn, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. We're gonna have a good budget for next month. Thank you for the donation, Glenn. I appreciate that. Bam, there we go. It's got to be a stainless steel cutting board. And yeah, it's super thin, so that won't take up any room. That's really nice, actually. It's really lightweight. And then there's also dish wipes. So I've never seen these before. A soap and water alternative. Cleans dishes and cookware. No rinsing necessary. I've never seen these. We'll have to give these a whirl. I've talked about it a few times on videos, and I think I've cut it out the last couple times I've talked about it because people have asked, like, how do you wash your dishes and stuff like that? And I don't know when the last time I mentioned it was, but like 90% of the time, if I'm just out for an overnight, I put the dirty dishes in the cooler and I bring them home and I wash them. So I don't waste water and I just don't have to deal with any of that stuff. Like I'll wipe all the gunk or whatever out with a paper towel and then put the dishes in the pot or the pan in my cooler and I'll bring it home and wash it. But these will help. Like if I'm out on a couple of night trip and I'm not going to be, if I'm not going to be home the next day, then I definitely wash the dishes there. But yeah, we'll give these things a whirl. I've never seen these before. Well, thank you, Terry and Billy. I appreciate it. And the dang old, can you guys see yourself in that? No. And the dang old cutting board. That should be nice. How you could sharpen up an edge and use it to cut everything else too. What did I see? What did I miss? No more microplastic beat now. Yeah. Dang old Glenn, man. I appreciate that. Can I heart that? Yes. Brock, no video today. We always do the lives on the last day of the month, so it's just how the cookie crumbles. And I knew somebody was going to ask that, so I looked. And next month, the last day of the month is a Sunday, so it'll be the same way. So the next video will be Sunday night. Sinkers and hooks, just keep doing what you're doing. Sounds like the channel's growing. I mean, it takes a while. Life isn't boring. Why do store videos do better? It's just what people like to see, I guess. Because there's that whole thing of danger. It's no different than, a lot of channels will be like they put that kind of stuff in the title of the video, like the creepiest spot or this crazy thing happened or the most dangerous this has ever been or whatever. It's no different than the news, dude. People thrive off of that type of stuff. So I don't know. A lot of people like it just because they think the rain is calming. They like the noise of it. But I know a lot of it is just like the danger of the situation and being in a thunderstorm definitely helps do better, But yeah, it's just one of those, like, people love to watch things that, are dangerous or like sketchy or whatever, So I'm glad they do well. I enjoy camping in storms. I want to say the first video on the channel that hit, I think it was the first one that hit 100,000 views or maybe even 1,000. No, I think it was the first one that hit 100,000 views was a storm video. And I knew right then, like, oh, these do better, And I love storms, dude. So cooking ramen burritos in a tornado. I would love to see a tornado, man. Super jealous that last year when I was out in a storm, my wife saw one like right from the front of her office. There was a tornado that went by. I'm pretty sure that's the one that hit Flair's property and like took his whole house out. Nick's weather, good to see you. Enjoy this cool down while it lasts. The heat is back late next week. Yeah, I've been looking at the 10-day forecast, but I'm going to get out there. I'm going to try to do a catch and cook maybe for the next camp video, since it'll be a little bit more comfortable to do that. But thank you for the donation, Nick. I appreciate it. Denise, man, that hammock was great. Like easily the better, 10 times better than a regular hammock. It's just a bit more setup and it's obviously bigger, like to pack up, a regular hammock, my regular little hammock setup. You got the bug net, you got the hammock, you got the straps and all of that stuff. And it's all in one little bag. So Kerry Hoover. Yeah, that would be cool to go with him. I want to say it was last year, one of the storms I was at, like he was pretty local. He was around here with the Dominator. I'm pretty sure he was in Fremont. Yeah. The storm videos obviously do better. Uh-oh. So this one is from True Natural Taste out of California, and it says, keep it chill, put it in your fridge. This has not been in the fridge, so I don't know what this is, but we might not be able to use this. Who knows how long this has been sitting in my garage. This was sent on 6/30, so this was sent on June 30th. This has literally been sitting in the heat for a month. I did not see that, and most of the time my wife will pick these up from the P.O. box because she goes by there, and so it might have sat in a 100-degree car for an entire day before it was brought home. So we'll see what this is, but I'm guessing if that's what it says on the package, we're probably not going to eat whatever this is. Cabin Life with Cam. You like the tent video? Yeah, man, that was a wild one. We got to try more of that stuff in tents instead of just in the van and the truck. Thank you for the donation. I'm curious what this is. I don't know what you would need to be keeping cold. Cheese. True Natural Taste. It's probably cheese. Ooh, yeah, that smells funky. That's not going to be good, whatever it is. J-Bish, the black bike is a buddy of mine's. I've had the other ones for a while. Yeah, that does not smell good, whatever it is. Oh, it's horseradish. Atomic horseradish sauce. Yeah, this isn't going to be good anymore because that was supposed to stay cold. Matt, I appreciate the donation, but I don't ask people how much money they make. I make enough to do it for a living. Yeah, this was supposed to be in a cold pack. So that looks pretty rank in there. So we're not going to be able to use this. I don't know if the company sent this in. In fact, it looks like it could blow up if I handle it too much. But I'll actually, I'll just go ahead. I'll order another one of these so we can try this. But yeah, I can smell it. Perishable, keep refrigerated. Yeah, we're not going to be able to use this. I don't know if this company sent this in or if one of you guys ordered this and sent it, but I would say probably don't send anything that has to be refrigerated because this may have also sat in the P.O. box for a week before it got picked up. I can smell it on my fingers. Yeah. I'll have to save this so I know what to order. But if one of you guys sent this in, I appreciate it. Sorry that it did not get stuck in the fridge. Yeah, I don't want it to blow up. I'm going to go ahead and just take this over to the trash can right now. I need a drink. I'm gonna go wash my hands because I can smell that. Play nice, guys. Got the old stink finger. All right. I grabbed an Olipop cream soda. Yeah, I could smell it as soon as I opened the package. Sasha, horseradish smells bad enough when it isn't rancid. I don't think the fresh stuff smells bad at all. I think it's decent, which I don't know if that's different because the horseradish that I had, the other one, that little jar that was sent in, that one wasn't refrigerated. So maybe that one like didn't have any kind of preservatives or anything in it. It's in the refrigerator now because it said refrigerate after opening, but that must have been like some sort of different recipe. Oteka, if you're asking about the Olipops, yeah, these are good. I like. I've had a few different ones, and cream soda is tasty. These are like, if you guys don't know what these are, they're another like low calorie soda. So this is a pop. It does have a little bit of sugar in it, 40 calories, but it's only got 2 grams of sugar, you know, as opposed to like a 40 grams that your average pop's going to have. Brock, yeah, I've got to try horseradish on prime rib. I don't know. I've got to see if I can make that in the truck. I don't know if I could. But our local Hy-Vee, you can buy like they pre-made prime rib and like do it in like single servings. So I could probably get that and then heat it back up and try it that way. I don't know how you have to heat it up. I was actually thinking about, I had talked about getting a bigger battery box, buying something big enough so that I could bring a little microwave with me, and then that would work. But damn, Jacob, any word on the new merch? My crazy Quady hat is already salt stained. Thank you for the donation, man. Holy shit. We're working on new stuff. Haven't thought about new hats yet. We've still got a few hats to sell, but just got to wash it off. Like I take mine and I soak it underneath the faucet or in the shower. Like I get it completely. I just really, really rinse it out and then hang it up to dry overnight. And that usually works to get all the salt stains off of it without like putting it in a washer and deforming it. Jesse, Jesse, thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate it. You guys are on fire tonight. Yeah, we're going to have a good budget for next month. That's for sure. Maybe we'll get that boat in to get fixed quicker than I thought. I appreciate it, guys. I truly do. Life isn't boring. I've done some of that in the dishwasher, and the wife even bought one of those like those like plastic hat cages that you put it in so it doesn't deform it. But I found that like just rinsing it out really good works well enough, and it usually gets everything out of there. Like you can use a little soap or whatever, but rinsing it out works fine. I got the full mop going on. It's getting pretty shaggy. I was gonna go in and dang old David. Get you a spare roll of paper towels. I appreciate it, David. Thanks for the donation. I was thinking about, because I always have my hair slicked back, like under my hat, going in and like getting it kind of trimmed up, just so the top can kind of meet up with the sides, but we're going to grow it back out, much to my wife's dismay. See, I do like the... Oh, wait, this way. My hair gets really like curly and wavy when it gets long. I don't want to do a mullet. I'm not going to cut it off, but like trim up the sides a little bit so it's like the top can just get longer, you know what I mean? Kathy Barron, prime rib reheat, slap it in a hot cast iron pan for about a minute and flip it for about a minute. Great idea. I never even thought about putting it in cast iron. That's a good idea. A ponytail. I don't have enough to put it in a ponytail quite yet. If you go way, way back, it might be like maybe the second video that's on the channel right now. It was like shortly after I had the truck cammed the first time. And I was visiting the homie Greg, when he was at work, and I pulled it into their shop and I took a video of it. I got long hair in that video, but you can barely see it, but I've got it in a ponytail, I think. I'm pretty sure I still have a hat on. I always wear a hat. I'm not doing dreadlocks. I couldn't handle that. Brock, yeah, that's the thing is the couple of haircuts I've recently got are like the most haircuts I've gotten in years. Typically, I let it get shaggy or long, or I just buzz it off. Like I have a hard time paying for haircuts because I'm a cheap guy. Keith Gentry, for only the second time since finding your channel, I'm on a live stream. Where's the Chevy? I've been out of the loop for several weeks, so I haven't seen what's up, and I came in late on this. Thank you for the donation, Keith. I blew the driver's side rear brake drum, I keep saying it wrong, the brake cylinder blew out on the drum brake in the rear, so it pissed brake fluid everywhere. My brake pedal went to the floor a couple of times while I was out driving. And since you have to, since the truck is lifted on 35s, I've always wanted to re-gear it since I've lifted it. So since we need to replace the brake cylinder and you have to pull the drum off to do that, I thought it was time to finally redo the gears. So it's in the shop getting the gears and stuff done and the brakes fixed. Because in order to do the gears, you have to pop the axles out to get all that stuff in there. So you would have to take the brake drums and everything off anyways. So it was just like, you're going in to do that, might as well finally do this stuff. So that should hopefully be done within a week or two. It's just been sitting in my garage for the last month, waiting for a spot at the shop to open up, but it's at Brock's shop. I dropped it off yesterday. So thank you for the donation. Frank, no, brake cylinder. It's got drum brakes in the rear, and the cylinder that pushes the drum pads out against the drum, that blew out the seals. So it's just pissing brake fluid out of there. Like I had a big spot on the floor that I had to clean up. The internet can't handle drum brakes. Wheel cylinder, yes. It is an easy fix, but I'm not a mechanic. Like I could have done the brakes myself just fine. I don't trust myself enough to do the gear swap properly. Get the backlash and everything set, and then especially on the front, with the smaller little diff or whatever in the front end, since it's 4-wheel drive. It's just a little bit out of my league. And also doing that on the floor in my garage did not seem like a fun time to do. And I don't have a lift yet. So that's in the shop. It's one of those things I would prefer to leave to the professionals, the gear swap, just because of all the driving that I do. There's a little Spidey on here. And I've got, coming up towards the end of the year, I've got a longer trip that I have to go on for a wedding that I'll be filming all the way there and back or whatever. So I need the thing to run and run properly. I don't want to spend the money on the gears and all that stuff. Oh, and it's getting a new, it's got the factory G80 limited slip in it, but we're putting a new Eaton Detroit True Track in it since it's got so many miles on it. So it's getting new gears and a new locker, and I'm pretty stoked on it. But yeah, like it needs to work. Ooh, Liquid Death Variety Pack. Thank you for this. We got some donations. Bethany Gonzalez. Dega, you missed part of the live. Hope you and the wifey are doing great. We're doing great. Thank you, Bethany. I appreciate the donations. And Ron, thank you for the donation, Ron. I appreciate it, guys. I should be trying to, I know I've missed some of these, but I should be trying to do the old hearts on those too. I appreciate it. Liquid Death Variety Pack. I don't know if there's going to be a note in here. I don't think I've actually seen the variety packs in the store yet. I saw that. Oh, there's the note from Terry Ray. Dang old Terry Ray hooking it up. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate it. We've got the Killer Cola in there, which I love. The lime ones I love. And then we've got the root beer wrath, so like root beer float or root beer. And then the what is it? Something Death. I can't even remember the name of it. Dr. Death, which is like a Dr. Pepper. And I love the Liquid Death artwork. That's pretty rad. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate this. We're just going to leave that guy right there so you can see the artwork on there. I could drink like that whole 12-pack of these things in a night, dude. I love Liquid Death. Oh, we're going to have some like, we're getting some people together in the comments down here. Like missed connections. Crystal, have you tried Liquid Death Psycho Cider? I didn't know that they had a cider out. There's been a couple of limited flavors that I have not been able to find. Like there's one that's like Fruity Pebbles cereal. I haven't found that. And then I think that one's only at Target. And then there was and I don't think it's even out anymore. It was only a limited time thing. There was like a spicy one that was only at Walmart, dude. And I went to so many different Walmarts and I never found the stuff. But it is what it is. Adventures with Hans. What's my favorite? My favorites are probably the Killer Cola and the lime for the pop style ones, and then I also really like the blueberry tea one. WJ Weaver 63. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. I'll try to make sure I give you guys all a little heart for those. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate that. Yeah, I guess I just need to call the boat place and take the boat in at this point too. Pat Shankle, you got to try Liquid Death. Like the Killer Cola tastes so much like pop. Like if you're hard on regular sugary sodas, it is a different taste. But after you drink a few of those, like I have a hard time drinking a regular pop with a lot of sugar, just because you quickly realize how much sugar is in that stuff. It's like there's so much sugar in a regular can of pop. It's kind of wild. I don't know if I've had the peach tea one. Liquid Quadiness. The Chancellor, when am I upgrading the power station? I don't know. Like I had just mentioned, I thought about upgrading it so I could run a microwave off of one of those, which would be really nice. And I had planned to do it because it wasn't fully charging anymore, but then somebody told me to just completely kill the battery and recharge it, and now it's working fine. So I don't know, unless I make the decision to get a microwave, there's really nothing else I need a bigger one for, because I can charge it while I'm driving. And, you know, I could plug a solar panel into that. I haven't bought any solar yet because I haven't needed it, but it's a 600-watt box. It was sent into the P.O. box, I believe, from the company on Amazon, which doesn't even exist anymore. But it's worked. You know, I've had that thing for probably like 2 years. I have a hard time replacing stuff that doesn't need to be replaced. And I just don't really have a need for a bigger one at this point. So I don't know. I mean, I look at them all the time. I just haven't done it yet. Maybe the next time Blue Eddy emails me, I get emails about Blue Eddy ones all the time, wanting to like send me one. Maybe one of these days I'll take one from them. I just don't like to feel responsible for telling you guys something is good because I got it from the company kind of thing. Sean Ricky, yeah, Liquid Death is way healthier. It's just water. It's basically flavored water, and like you dump it out, it's clear. It's just carbonated water. Each one of these cans only has 10 calories in it and 2 grams of sugar. 10 calories, 2 grams of carbs, and 2 grams of sugar. It's just sparkling water, but they taste a lot like pop. Yeah, the Blue Eddies are nice, and I look at them. Maybe, like I said, maybe next time they email me, I'll take one, but we'll see. All right. This one's going to be hot sauces. It says, is that goesonsauces.com for Gile. Pretty sure this one actually came today in the P.O. box. Checked it today. Cindy O, I don't know if I've had the hop water. Maybe. I may have tried that a while back. I can't remember. Adventures with Hans. Just wanted to tell you my limited edition stickers will be here tomorrow. Oh, are you the Hans that got the tent? That we emailed about the tent? If that's it, like if you guys watch that video with where I did the Stars and Stripes stickers, I said I was going to put that tent in a random order, and I believe it might be Hans that got it. We sent it to a Hans in Iowa. Oh, yes, we've got some sauces here. Hey, Quady, my family and I just launched a new line of hot sauces, crafted with care and a dash of family spirit. As a retired Air Force veteran with 20 years of service, I teamed up with a Navy veteran who specializes in small batch sauce production. Together, we've poured our passion for bold flavors and quality into every bottle we create. Yeah, Adventures with Hans, man. I hope you enjoy the tent. I hope it gets there this time with no problem. We sent it out once, you guys, and it got sent back because there was a discrepancy with the address or whatever. So we had to send it back out. But yes. So when Hans gets that, he said he'll send me some pictures of it. I hope you enjoy it. This venture is truly a family endeavor. My wife, daughter, and I handle the day-to-day operations, ensuring each sauce is made and delivered with a personal touch. We officially launched last month and are eager to introduce our sauces to fellow spice enthusiasts, simply to let people taste and enjoy them. We believe you'll enjoy trying our 4 distinct sauces. It's a peppercini based sauce, deliberately mild, just like its name implies. So it's flavorful but harmless. Like literally, we were just talking about peppercini sauces. 14 is made with habaneros. 11 is a blend of jalapeno, serrano, paprika, and roasted peppers. And Hot LZ is their hottest creation, featuring ghost peppers with honey and lime for a complex layered heat. Thank you for your time and letting us join your meals. Best regards, Ken. So you guys can check that out. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Goes on sauces.square.site. So they must be on like Squarespace. Goesonsauces.com is what it says on here. Maybe you'll be able to see it on this better. Maybe not. But goesonsauces.com if you want to check it out. Now I'm really excited to try this peppercini sauce. That's kind of wild that we were just talking about that. That's cool. Yeah, we've got a few different sauces to try. 14, the peppercini, 11, and the spicy one, Shablam, Hot LZ. So we're going to have to, I'm going to fold this up and put this in there because he did describe what these sauces are. And they like, it doesn't say on the bottle that this is a peppercini sauce. It does say ingredients. It does say it has peppercini in the ingredients list. Since you're a new company, I'll give you, and I've tried a lot of sauces. My constructive criticism is put these descriptions on the sauce bottles, but I think they're going to be great. Like it does say, you know, it's got red pepper and whatever, habaneros and jalapenos on the little ingredients list, but the descriptions on here would be nice. But I'm excited to try the peppercini sauce. All right. Yeah, don't be a weirdo, AAPZ1. I'll put you in timeout. The way it is, I've already had to set these to subscribers only can comment because we would get like just random, like people would come in and troll or like spam the comments with just terrible stuff. So now like the last few have been set to subscribers only, but yeah. I don't know, like most of you guys probably don't know, but I can click on your name and there's like 3 dots by it and I can put you in timeout for as long as I choose, which is kind of funny. Put user in timeout and I can choose a time, like a time limit. All right. So we've got a bug zapper and this one's from Brad Wilson. Brad has been in the chat. I believe he commented on a video. I think he sent this right after the last live stream because we did it out on my front porch. And I think he commented on the video that he was going to send one of these in. So yeah, this came from Brad Wilson. I suppose I can open it up, but you guys can see what it is. I'm not going to turn this on in here. I don't have any bugs in here. But I think this is like a plug-in one. So I don't know if I'll take this with me camping or not. Maybe we'll try it on a camping trip, but I don't really need to do it. Does Travis need to be put in timeout? $50. Put Travis in timeout. If I see his comment again, I will. Thank you for the donation, Jacob. You hear that, Travis? You're going to get put in timeout. I got paid to do it. Yeah, we've got a Bug Zapper Zap T6 Pro. And this is like a It's a plug-in one. Like this is meant to go on your front porch. I'm actually kind of excited to set this out there and just watch the bugs get zapped as maybe as like morbid as that sounds. But I'm sure my wife will appreciate this thing quite a bit out on the front porch. And yeah, you got to plug it in. So we don't need to do it in here. But I think this said somewhere, yeah, it says like it's got camping. Oh, you can take it night fishing. Wonder how many watts this is. Oh, it's only 15 watts. I could plug this into my power box and run this off my power box at camp really easily. Like this would be perfect for night fishing. It's funny that they said that on here. I'm waiting for Travis to comment so I can ban him. I thought it said somewhere on here like where to set it at. Place the bug zapper 3 feet above the ground. Turn off the other lights. Turn it on for 3 hours before anyone enters the room. Oh, if you wanted to attract mosquitoes. And then for better results, please use it continuously for 3 to 5 days. Clean it up weekly and use it after drying. So there must be like there's a bug tray that collects all the bugs in the bottom. Shablam. Travis isn't going to comment again. But there we go. Appreciate it, Brad. Thanks for sending this in. We will definitely put this to good use for sure on the front porch, but I'll probably take it with us for a video just to try it out for a video so you guys all can see this. All right. Put that back in the box. Don't want to lose my bug brush. Travis might have put himself in timeout. I wonder if he saw it. Travis, we love you, man. That's great. Yeah, dude. Does remind me of the old school bug zapper that you'd see on people's porches. I don't know if you guys can even see this stuff over here. We've got quite a few. Let's keep going on here. Yeah, we've been on for 2 hours already, folks. I figured, Jacob, that you were just screwing with him. Enjoy your gift. You might like these from Terry Ray. We've got, looks like spicy mustards. Silver Spring jalapeno. We got some jalapeno mustard there. Beer and brat mustard. Wonder if that's like a spicy one. Oh, horseradish. Beer and brat horseradish mustard. So that is going to have a kick to it. And some chipotle. We got some chipotle mustard. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate it. Brian, the P.O. Box should be in the video description. It's in all the video descriptions, but P.O. Box 97, Ashland, Nebraska, 68003. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate it. Right over here. Maybe one of these lives, I know you guys have asked about it, but Yeah, Terry's been in a few of the live streams. He's commented a couple of times. One of these days, like if we were outside, somebody said to do it by a campfire. If we were outside, we could make some, roast some weenies or something and then try some of this stuff. But we'll have to try that sometime. Yeah, Terry's keeping me sauced up. Cindy, yes, I still have the solo stove. Like, we just don't use it very often. It's on the shelf over there. It's not really it's because my wife wanted that. So we'll probably use it out here because the fire pit that's out, the other guy had in the yard is not very nice. Like, it's basically falling in. It's just some pavers that he put in a circle. So we'll probably end up making a nice gravel pad and just setting that one outside. But it's not the easiest thing to travel with because you can't, it's just this big circle. You can't fold it up. And the other ones, fold up and are just, I can put it in my wood tote. But Brad Wilson in the chat, thank you for the bud zapper, Brad. I got it based on the last live stream, but if you use it camping too, that's great. Thank you, Brad. I appreciate that. Thank you for the donation too. Yeah, I definitely got to take it on a camping video just to show it off on that. But that's probably going to live on the front porch out here. There's already a perfect spot to hang it up. We've got outlets outside, so we'll definitely use it out there. Pat, thank you for the donation, Pat. Enjoy your old videos. Your channel has grown. Yes. Like I said right in the beginning of this, I think we grew 4.3. We gained 4.3 thousand subscribers this month. Let me actually look. I think I can look up the exact number. But it's been growing well. It's that the storm video in the tent did it. So for July, we still got a couple hours left. 4,437 subscribers this month. So if any of you guys are new out there and this is your first live stream, thank you guys for subscribing and supporting the channel. Just another thing I could tell you, this number always blows my mind. So this is just for July, and this is watch time, and this is in hours. So for in July, the channel was watched for 298,645.3 hours. So you guys could do the math, but basically 299,000 hours. The one I could look at lifetime, that's a wild number. So over the lifetime of the channel, if somebody wants to do the math on this, they can. But on the lifetime of the channel, it's been watched in hours, 8,227,268.5 hours. So 8.2 million hours of watch time, which that's probably something like 900 years worth of watching. It is a wild number. And I'm not even a big channel. So you got to think some of these big channels, people have been, if you just think about that, to me, it's a wild number to think about. And then for July, we had 1,129 views in the month of July. So thank you guys for that. We'll still get a little bit more, but because it's still early in the evening, but thank you guys for that, for all of that. But Pac N1, NW, I assume Pacific Northwest, gifted 5 memberships. So those of you that are new to the Crazy Crew, Carrie Hoover, Life Isn't Boring, LT, Amanda Feld, and Downslide, welcome to the Crazy Crew. I really need to do some members only videos for you guys, but Yeah, welcome to the crazy crew. And thanks, Pack NW, for gifting those and supporting the channel. All right. Didn't read this on here. So we got some wasabi flavored peas. And it says you liked horseradish, so here's some wasabi peas, wasabi is like a Japanese horseradish, which I have had that with sushi before. And it says, enjoy your snack from Alfred and April in South Carolina. Thank you, Alfred and April. We will definitely give these a try. I'm going to save these for a video because I think these will be good to try on a video. We'll do something like maybe I'll pick up some sushi also so we can try some regular wasabi and some wasabi peas with these. But I have a feeling these are going to be really good. 402 Ventures. Yeah, I saw that. Looks like they were doing like a limited edition box. And I didn't realize that Roman Atwood was part of Kinetic, which I think that's his company. And Kinetic is the race car sponsor for Cletus McFarland's like NASCAR stuff, if I'm correct. And he's also part owner of that company. So I don't know. I'm not big enough to be on those guys' radar, but it would have been cool to meet those guys for sure. Yeah, I'm excited to try these. I like spicy stuff, but not going to try them right now. $337. I mean, it is what it is. Everybody's going to have their own opinion of people. You know, if you ask 20 different people what they thought about me, most of them are going to give you a different opinion. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Yes, we'll have t-shirts and hoodies before the end of the year. Kevin Gonzalez, yeah. I'd love to have a helicopter in my garage. I need a pilot's license, though. 337. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, and it's kind of like I'm afraid sometimes that I'll come off that way, but you know, there's also like on the other side of this, you guys are all, you know, 99.9% of you guys are awesome, and probably everyone in here now watching this is a great supporter, but you can't imagine how many comments that you get are negative, and you know, comments from people that you need to delete because they're just horrible and stuff like that. So I wouldn't say that like would make somebody smug, but it's like you deal with the up and down of it. So you can, at times you can get a little bit jaded about certain things, like, and I'll clap back at people sometimes, you know. Chick that was in earlier told me that I was going to die because I'm eating hot sauces. Like, after I clearly just said my doctor said they were fine, and you're probably not a doctor. Now, some people would probably say that's like a smug or a smart ass remark, but you know, I'm entitled to have my opinion about things too. So that's like it's the positive and negatives of being in this situation, which is, you know, it's wild to be here, but yeah, that's all. That's what I'll say about that stuff. Yeah, I don't like the negative Nellies. Like, and the saddest part, Denise, about some of these people, it's like they just keep coming back to leave negative comments, and I'll have to, like, I respond to some of them. I'm like, how terrible does your life have to be that you deliberately go out and hate people on the internet? Like, you don't have anything better to do with your time than to act that way to somebody on the internet. Like, and the last guy, I was like, I hope for your own sanity and for the sanity of the people around you that you can find something more positive to do with your time. Because if that's how you are to strangers on the internet, like, I can't imagine how you are in person. So, like, you know, my advice to you guys, I guess, would be like, if you don't like somebody, especially like on YouTube, just completely forget about it. Like they don't exist anymore. Unsubscribe, you know, like people will stay subscribed to somebody that like they'll do something that they don't like and they'll stay subscribed to people just to be negative towards them because they did something that they didn't like. And it's like, for your own sake, just unsubscribe and forget that person exists. Like you're not helping yourself and you're not helping anybody else, like being that way. So like YouTube has this thing where you can hide people from your channel. And so like that happens to people if they, you know, if they just consistently leave negative comments, that's what you got to do to people. Like, and I can click on anybody's name and I can see all the comments that you've left on the channel. It's really easy for me being the owner of the channel, you know? So yeah, trolls are going to troll, right? Like, I just can't imagine that that's what people spend their free time doing. You know what I mean? Like you've got to have something better that you can do with your time. Oh, we've got some fire starters in here. From Terry Ray. Enjoy your gift from Terry Ray. Keeping me stocked up on these guys. I picked up that box recently at Walmart, but if you guys have been watching, these are what I've been using recently. I haven't made any of the homemade ones in a while, and these things work great. There's 18 of them in here, and you can break these into little pieces too and use them, but you just light the wrapper on fire, and it's just that tiny little square. I'm pretty sure it's like some sort of alcohol-based thing. I don't know if it says in here, contains kerosene. But yeah, these things work great. Thank you, Terry, for these. It's always good to have plenty of fire starters on hand. Brian Fortier, you're in Connecticut. The wife is thinking about moving to Nebraska before the big flood. How is it out there? I love Nebraska. You know, we're right in the Omaha, Lincoln area. So we've got the big cities, but I still have that country lifestyle. There's all sorts of little towns around here, so you don't have to live in the big towns. But other than that, like unless you're like along I-80, like there's Kearney and Grand Island, and York isn't terribly sized, and then you get out all the way to the other side of the state. There's like Scotts Bluff, but it's mostly just little towns, and there's a whole lot of cornfields and cows. But there's stuff to see everywhere, man. And from one side of the state to the other side, it's completely different. You know, this side we've got, like, we're in the river area, the Missouri River area. So it's a different, you know, you get to the middle of the state, it's all, they can call it the sand hills, which is just rolling hills. And then if you get to the very edge of the state, like it almost kind of looks like Utah area. You know, there's the Badlands on the northwest corner, northwest corner. So it's really cool that you can go from one side to the other and see different areas. But I don't know if I'd want to live in western Nebraska personally, just because we do like being able to go to Omaha and find a restaurant and have a Walmart and all that stuff right here. But 402 Ventures want to kick it and go jet skiing in Fremont with me. I don't know, man. I'm not much for jet skiing. I guess they are like water motorcycles, but nobody needs to see me with my shirt off either. I guess I'd probably have a life jacket on though. Thank you for the donation. Nebraska does have great sunsets. All right. Got like 5 more after this one, guys. Lee Leary, do we ever have to worry about tornadoes? Yes, all the time. That's what we get. Tornadoes, we get some hail, but that's really it. Like well, we do get flooding because we're on the riverside. We get some flooding, but like I wouldn't have to worry about it at my house really. But other than that, like no earthquakes here. So that's not anything to worry about. Oh, this is going to be hot. We got some hot sauce. What is this? From Terry Ray. Terry Ray, man. Enjoy your gift, something new in case you get thirsty. Some drinks for you. Oh, these are drinks? These look like hot sauce. Oh, I missed a couple here. Buddy would love for you and Lady Quady to come down to the lake, my lake house at Lake of the Ozarks. No fear, Walmart's around the corner. I might hit you up for that, Jacob. We do love the Lake of the Ozarks. And then Kevin C. just stumbled on your channel today and subscribed. Love your content, man. Have you ever had a scary, creepy experience while camping? Thank you for the donation. So was the last thunderstorm video and I was in the van. If you watch that one, I was at a completely empty campground and a guy pulled up and there was, I think in the video I might have said 30 spots, but there was probably, I would guess, at least 20 camp spots there. He's pulled in right next to me, dude. It was creepy. And he just had a van, which I have a van too, but it was a creepy situation. And then other than that, I stayed in an abandoned like old farmhouse. If you can look for that one. If you went to like my popular videos, if you sort them by popularity, that's probably like in the top 20 of my popular videos. I think it's just like overnight at an abandoned farmhouse is the title of that one. And I slept in the basement and there was something upstairs knocking the whole time. Like, I think it was a raccoon or a cat walking around or something, but it sounded like footsteps. And I was out in the country, dude. It was super creepy. So you could find that one. But other than that, nothing crazy. In my truck down in Utah, like probably 4 years ago at this point, I woke up and there was a mouse next to my head. But that was about it. Oh, don't drop your dang old marshmallow. I'm going to have to hot glue that back into his hand. These aren't drinks. Some drinks for you. Maybe that was supposed to go with this. I don't know. Since Terry sent in quite a few different things. Oh, we've got more horseradish. So this is Wasabi horseradish. Ingelhofer Wasabi horseradish. So that's the same brand of that little one that I tried. And yeah, see, these don't say you have to, it says refrigerate after opening. So that other one that must have been like super fresh or something. Yeah, these are still sealed. And this is ghost pepper mustard and sweet hot mustard. Thank you for this. Like, I don't even know what to try this on. We could put some wasabi horseradish on our wasabi peas. Oh man, thank you, Terry. I'm definitely going to give this stuff a try. Somebody asked, oh, Frank, how many tornadoes have I seen? I have never personally seen one. So that gives you a little bit of perspective on tornadoes in Nebraska. While there is tornadoes every year, there's also a lot of wide open spaces, so they don't always hit things. They do sometimes. But yeah, I've never seen one, and I've lived in Nebraska my whole life, and I'm 41. So if that says anything about it, yeah. Thank you for the sauces, Terry, man. Like, I want to say a quarter of these boxes were from you. Go ahead, set that down there. Dave S. need a hot sauce spinner wheel of death. If you guys didn't watch the hot sauce taste test on all the testicles with what was it, TJ from Round the Bend, you missed out on that one. I thought that was a really fun video. Brock, meet and greet at the Testicle Festival. That's not a bad idea. I was there this year. I was there for probably like 2 hours. Here's a personal package from Lord Duncan out of Cross Lake, Minnesota. If your name's really Lord, that's pretty rad. They call me Lord Duncan. All right, what do we got in here? Mike, I enjoy your show always. Please enjoy a Lord Duncan t-shirt and Harley goodies. The stickers from the snowmobile racing team I help sponsor. Please give me 15 minutes of your day. I'd love to interview you for my variety show. Does cooking segments? No politics. Email me if you want to do it. I've got his email in here. Lord Duncan's Rockin' World. Lord Derek Duncan. Well, maybe we'll do that. I have never done a podcast or anything like that. But maybe one of these days we'll give it a try. Ooh, that's cool. It's like a little Harley thing that looks like an oil can. So you maybe like a pencil holder or whatever. Looks like an old school oil can. Diane Collins, thank you for the donation, Diane. I appreciate it. Thank you for that. And then what do we got? I don't know if I want to show you guys his email. I'm assuming since he does this, probably wouldn't be mad about it, but I'm not going to do that. Lord Duncan's Rockin' World. I don't know if that's YouTube. He's got a YouTube channel. And here's his sticker. Lord Duncan Rockin' World Racing Team. He is in Minnesota, so yeah, they do snowmobile races up there. And what do we got? A Harley chip from Mankato Harley Davidson. Says 20% off. Wonder if they'll give me 20% off a brand new Road Glide Ultra. Probably not. And a Minnesota sticker. Or not a sticker, that's a magnet. Stick to that. It will, but it's not a bendy magnet. Got a dang old magnet right there. And then what else? Oh, another sticker. Harley Davidson Motorcycle Boot Camp. Oh, that's no, I think that's a magnet also. Was it Harley that my wife took her class from? Kawasaki. No, it wasn't Harley. My wife took a motorcycle class. She used to ride. She hasn't ridden in a while. We got an Elvis CD. Dang old honky tonk burning love. And we've got a t-shirt. Lord Duncan's Rockin' World. Thank you, Lord Duncan. I appreciate the support. That'll fit. Rock and World, yeah. Rockin' World. I'll have to check it out, man. I appreciate the the swag. You guys can look it up on YouTube also. Denise, no, you can't ever have too many black teas. Elvis. My mother-in-law liked Elvis a lot. I think this is like the first Harley poker chip I've ever got. It's like a thing to get these at dealerships. If you're not a Harley person, you wouldn't know that, but. In the oil can cup. Thank you. I appreciate it, Duncan. Lord Duncan. I don't know if he was in the chat or not. Is Travis in timeout yet? Did he comment again? Did I miss it? He might have left at that point. Yeah, I don't think he's on here anymore. All right. This one straight up says it's from the Pepper Palace, so this is going to be hot sauce. All right, so this came from Michael T. from Molino, Florida. Or was billed to him anyways. Oh, somebody was saying something about this earlier. Nasal napalm. Oh, is it Spider Mike? Dang old packing peanuts. Try not to get these all over the floor. I got them all over my floor anyways. All right, I guess we're gonna have nasal napalm in here. Be careful with it. Is it that spicy? Is this one of those ones you got to sign a waiver for? Is this one supposed to be hot? It's supposed to be refrigerated too? Yeah, this one I don't think is gonna make it, bud. This is the most powerful horseradish on the planet. It's all expanded, and this was supposed to be kept cold. It's got an ice pack. I could smell it too. One tiny speck of this horseradish is all you can handle. Do not apply to sensitive areas. Do not hold jar directly under nose and smell. Intentionally concealing the intense aroma and burn of this product to misguide others is wrong and is likely to earn you an ass whooping. Yeah, it says keep refrigerated, man. I appreciate that you set this in. I'll order another one. Like, I'll buy it. Was that the same? It wasn't the same brand. No, that's Atomic horseradish. Yeah, this one's got the stank to it also. But it's funny, like, this box didn't say anything on there about keeping refrigerated either, which I'm kind of surprised they didn't put that on the outside of the box anywhere. But yeah, this has been sitting in my garage at 80 degrees for, since the first of the month when they shipped it. So that's not going to be any bueno. That's no bueno right now, but I appreciate it. We'll get another one. But yeah, it says right on here, keep refrigerated. I'm not going to risk it. I don't need to get food poisoning. And you can tell that it's like all expanded out on there. I'm going to have to wash my hands again. All right. I'm going to keep this so I know what to get. Thanks, man. I appreciate that you sent that in. Sorry that it's not yeah. That's a bummer that I didn't know. Like, it's kind of surprising that they didn't put anything on the outside. At least on that other one, they did have a stamp on there, but I missed it. All right. Let me rinse my fingers off quick. Yeah, I don't need to get food poisoning from some horseradish, man, but it is what it is. I'll try it for sure. Yeah, Augie, I don't know. But if they said it's keep refrigerated, I don't want to risk it. You know what I mean? But I will order a jar of each of those, and we will try it. All right. This looks like it's the last Amazon. Then we've got a couple more personal packages down there. Oh, we've got another fan. That almost looks exactly like the one that I've got from Terry Ray. Enjoy your gift for the hot days and nights. Hope it works for you, from Terry Ray. I appreciate it, Terry. I've got one like this in the van. I guess now we've got one for the van and one for the truck. This one looks like it might be a little bit nicer. Almost looks like it's got a digital readout on it. Yeah, you guys can see that. Who is Terry Ray? Terry's a G. I believe he said he was from Texas. Like I said, he's been on the lives. Yeah, that's definitely nicer than the one that I have. Oh, it's even got a remote. I wonder if it does that with power. But you can angle your dangle on there, see if it's got any juice. Oh, it's got a flashlight. Five speeds. And yes, it oscillates, dude. Check that out. That'll be really nice in the van or the truck, I suppose. And you can set a timer on it. Hour, 2 hour, 4 hour. There's a night mode, so you can shut off the digital display. I'm surprised it oscillates, dude. That's pretty sweet. Oh, you can change the amount. You can change how far it oscillates, I think. 45 or 90 degrees. Or you can just shut it off. And you can hang it up too. And it's got that light on the front of it. Here we go, guys. Don't want to knock off our sweet pan. I don't want to block my rakings. We've got a beauty light. Multifunction camping fan. I don't know if there's a brand or anything on here at all. If you guys want to look that up, it does not look like it. Just outdoor fan. And comes with a remote, so you can do all that stuff with the remote. And then the remote can go in the pack. Dang old Terry, hooking it up for sure. I bet this thing runs for quite a while. Does it say how big the battery pack is on here? Oh, you can change the color temperature of the light even. It says. Maybe not. You can charge off of this and you can charge things on it. Yeah, that's a really nice fan. Thank you, Terry. Does it say how big the battery is? Does not give you a battery size. Appreciate it, Terry Ray. Thank you for this. You're definitely hooking it up. Put it in reverse, Terry. Spider Mike, I mean, don't worry about sending a new one out. Like I said, I'll go ahead and pick up another one. But yeah, guys, I would say probably refrain from sending stuff that has to be refrigerated, because we try to check the P.O. box at least once a week, but it might sit in the post office for a week, and that little ice pack isn't going to keep anything cold. If you really, really wanted to try it, I would say like overnight it to make sure it's here the last day of the month when I do the live streams. All right, this one's from, looks like Joan Krantz out of Smithfield, Virginia. I don't know if there's something in this. This is a 12-pound box, so it's pretty heavy. I don't know if there's something in this envelope that she used on here. Yep. Glad I opened that envelope up. Mike, a couple of videos ago, you talked about getting more power in the truck to either run a blender or various appliances. So since I had a 2,000-watt inverter and a battery monitor laying around, that's what's in the box. I think it's the best. I think the best place for it would be in the truck. That's just my thought. You can use it as you like. I will be also giving you a diagram on how to hook up the inverter and monitor. The only thing you'll need is a 100 amp hour lithium battery or larger to run the inverter. If you don't want to use the inverter or monitor, you can pass it on to anybody you would like. John Krantz. That must be his wife's thing, maybe. I don't know. But it came from John Krantz out of Virginia. Did I say that right? Yes. I'm not going to show you his email. But he drew a nice little thing on there. I've worked with some electronics, so I should be able to figure this out. So let's pop this open and take a look at it. Well, that's fancy looking stuff. Get it out of the box. All of it. So we got some power cables here. Try not to spill anything. Yeah, this is a fancy looking inverter generator here. That must be the power monitor. Check this guy out. That is fancy. We could definitely run a microwave with this guy. Dang. Pure sine wave. So you can use it for like laptops and stuff easily. And it's got a couple of outlets right here. So like I could set up a whole solar setup and stuff on the top of the truck now if I wanted to. It's 2,000 watts. And this would be like your digital display. This would be a digital readout. And I don't know what this would all tell you. Probably voltage and wattage and all of that stuff. DC digital multifunction meter. Measures voltage, current, active power and energy, voltage alarm function, energy reset function, store data automatically. And it's like it's an LCD screen. Well, I appreciate this. Oh, and this is like this has got to be some sort of fuse. Yeah, with fuse. Well, thank you for this. Solar on the van too. I'd put solar on the truck. I probably will not put solar in the van. I've talked about it. I don't want to put anything on the roof of that thing at this point. I'd rather lower that and make it more like a hot rod than do all the camper van nonsense to it. We've got the truck that we can put all the junk on the roof. You know what I mean? But now that I actually have a big garage, like I got a tall enough garage door, I could lift the van too. But I think I'd rather lower the van personally. Don't want to lose that. That goes with that guy. Yeah, this is a hefty unit. Put this back in the foam so I don't kick it around and break it or something. Ooh, it's got some weight to it, that's for sure. Yeah, maybe we'll take something off the roof of the truck. I guess I do have all the space on the cab that I could put a solar panel up there. I have to figure out where to put a battery at. But yeah. All right. Appreciate it, John. What you guys got going on in here? Setting a desk next. At the old house in the basement, dude, I talked about it all the time with the wife, like, oh, I'll build a desk or whatever. But this is just a plastic folding table, dude. It's worked just fine. Like, that's the thing. It works fine. So, but whenever I actually do build the loft in here, I'm going to put a nice desk up there. I want to like have like a couch, TV, like it'll be a super good chilling spot. And then, like I said, I'll be able to look down on all of my junk because I like to look at my junk. But yeah. Yeah, guys, if you're in the chat, give it a thumbs up. We're going to get into the last package here. Now, we've been on almost 3 hours. I think this might dang near be the longest live. This one is from, looks like Jay Javier out of Groveland, Florida. Mike, please use these packs on your future camping fishing travels. The large one makes a great overnight bag for clothes, toiletries, etc. Enjoy the German military 4-piece utensil set. I use it every time I camp. Compact and easy to care for, stainless steel. Joel. Glad to see you're doing well after your heart issue. Keep up the good work. Utensils are inside the large pack. So this is a big old backpack, boy. Oh, there's a couple of them in here. Check these guys out. These are definitely bigger than the ones I've. This might not be that much bigger. Check that out. Definitely got more pockets on it. LAPG is the brand of this one. And it's got like the belt here. Oh, they're both LAPG. This one looks like a bit more like a hiking pack. Well, let's see. Pop these guys out a little bit. Oh, this got huge zippers on them. Dang. All mushed up for being in the box. All sorts of them. Yeah, I might swap out to one of these right away. Does they have a drink thing on the side of it? No. You got another little pouch up here. It's got all these like MOLLE connections so you can hang stuff or whatever, put more stuff on there. And then it is a big old pack, man. That's a big backpack. It's got a zipper pocket on the inside. And it's got the spot in here where you can put your like camelback and run your hose out right here. Dang old dang. Yeah, your hose can go right through that spot right there. That's a nice backpack, man. Basically pretty similar to what I use right now even. It's definitely bigger. And then this one's quite a bit bigger. And this one's like, seems a bit more heavy duty. I don't know. Let's get this expanded out a little bit. Oh, wow. What is that about? That's weird. This one's got little storage things everywhere on it. I don't know if you guys are seeing this very well. This one has like MOLLE on the front, but it's a different kind of style. And then you've got Velcro here where you can Velcro your patches and stuff on. Oh, there's all sorts of pockets inside of this guy. There and there. Got pockets here, here. All sorts of pockets here and here. Shablam, shablam. Even down here, another one there. Might have to use this one. Then I think this whole section, which like this doesn't zip shut, but you clamp it closed here, I think this is kind of so like you could put your clothes or like toss a jacket or something in there. I don't know. Can't say I've ever seen anything like that. It's got a couple of like clips here. Maybe this can kind of like clip into there. I don't know. We've got another package here. Oh, here's utensils. A couple of dealy dang bobbers there. And this whole thing unzips. Shablam, shablam. And there's more storage and all sorts of pockets in this thing. You got pockets on pockets on pockets on pockets, man. Oh, that one goes all the way through. That's kind of wild. Pockets on pockets. Oh, there's a pocket up here. I think this might be my new daily backpack. That's real nice. And I think that there's got to be, oh yeah, on the back here, you undo this guy. I think there's like a hard back thing in here. So you got another whole room in here, and then it's got like a hard thing that's not like bulletproof or anything, but this is meant more for like backpacking, so it keeps the bag stiff. That's a sweet backpack, man. All sorts of pockets on this thing. I gotta say, this is pretty snazzy. Oh, and it's even got little mollies on the bottom so that you can strap something to the bottom of it. It's been a minute since I've done any kind of a hike-in thing, but as the weather cools down, we'll definitely have to give this thing a whirl for something like that. Oh, and this is even like just like a bag in here. Is there another thing underneath of it? No. All right. Been all sorts of distracted. This thing is fancy. I would say this has probably got more pockets than anything else I've ever had. The side. Oh, look. I think this even opens up. Yes. More pockets in here. I was going to say, where do you stick your water bottle at? Like the whole side of this thing opens up. Dude, there's pockets everywhere on this thing. I could definitely camp with this. Hell, you could probably strap this thing to a motorcycle pretty dang easily. Both sides open up? Yes. Because I was going to say, the only downside to this over my regular backpack that I use all the time is that there was no water bottle thing. But you could definitely put a water bottle in here. Like, I'm pretty sure you could fit a water bottle inside of this guy. I'd have to see. Can you fit a can in there? I don't want to spill on it, but oh yeah, dude, you could absolutely fit a big water bottle in there. Yeah, there's more dang old pockets on this thing than I think I've ever seen on a backpack before. And last but not least, it's got a waist belt. Yeah, this is really nice. And it looks like, oh, these, you can even pop these whole things out and like attach them up here. That is one hell of a backpack, man. It's decent size, dude. You can fit a lot of stuff in this thing. I got my lunch packed, my shoes tied tight. I hope I don't get in a fight. Back to school. All right. That's about enough of that. Oh, thank you, Joel. I appreciate that, man. LAPG. I have never heard of that brand before, but you guys could look that up if you want to. LAPG. Those are some sweet packs. And then we've got a little utensil set that all sticks together. You guys can see. Shablam, shablam. Can opener, knife, and a fork and spoon. Now, can I put it back in there the same way it came out? Maybe. It's got to go in that way, right? Does this come out of there? No. Oh, that clips in. Very nice. Supposed to go the other way. Maybe like that. There we go. Shablam, shablam, and it all fits together. All right. Well, thank you, Joel. Those backpacks are rad, man. I'm actually stoked on that. We'll use this. We will absolutely use this for like some sort of hike-in camping adventure. Toss our hammock in there and wander out into the woods somewhere. And then take 20 minutes trying to find out which pocket I put my stuff in. Yeah, those are really nice packs for sure. And this one does have the little waist belt too, but this is more of like this is definitely like a day pack. Not near as big. And then this is a longer pack. I might make this my daily, but I'll have to get a Molly drink holder that I can put on the side of one of these, which I'm pretty sure I can find something like that at Cabela's. But this is definitely bigger than the pack that I carry. Cinch it all down. Shablam, shablam. All right. Yeah, pocket 15 on the right. Oh. Well, I appreciate it, Joel. Thank you for that. But I think on that note, we've been on for over 3 hours. This has been quite the live. It's been a hell of a month. Like I said in the beginning, thanks to all you guys for your support on this. All these adventures and endeavors. Damn, Jacob, what are you doing? I can't wait till the next live stream. Travis, you're not in timeout anymore. I don't know if you even commented again. Jacob, thank you for all the donations. Thank you for the boat cover, man. You'll definitely see that coming up in some future videos. And yeah. Thanks for all your guys' support. Do cool stuff. Be nice to people. And keep a positive outlook on everything. And you can make your dreams happen. You know what I mean? Here's to a good August. We've got a decent budget coming up for August, I suppose. And we've got to figure out some cool stuff to do. Like I said, van video will be out on Sunday. I'm doing a little bit of work to the inside of that thing, so stay tuned for that. And we'll get back to camping, and hopefully, maybe, well, although we'll want to use the van, we'll have the truck back soon. Got to get the motorcycles out again and all that nonsense. Appreciate everybody hanging out for for a few hours tonight. Thanks to everything and everybody that sent stuff in. And we'll get some new horseradishes ordered for the refrigerated ones. And I love you guys. T, we'll get some fishing in soon. Like I said, the weather's cooling down. So hopefully we can get back to that fairly quickly. But yeah, love you guys. Thanks. Me and my raccoons need to eat some dinner because I have not had dinner yet. So cheers, y'all. Appreciate you guys' support, and see you on the next one. Stay tuned for the next adventure.